This beautiful place is known as Rainbow Falls and is definitely not off the beaten track. It is probably the most photographed part of the whole of Watkins Glen, which by the way is situated in upper state New York. Because it's so enclosed and because it has such a beautiful shape, it is ideally suited for virtual reality. In fact, I would go so far as to say that few places are better suited for virtual reality than this one. I've been to canyons like this in Australia, but a lot of the canyons are very inaccessible and you need guides and ropes to get you to the bottom. This place, on the other hand, is totally accessible so that anyone can get the thrill of being in a beautiful canyon just by following the main trail. Don't you just wonder what this place would look like in the winter with all the icicles hanging from the edges? Can you imagine? And what would be really fun would be to image this place from exactly the same location when it's all iced up and somehow superimpose it onto this view and maybe have a slider allowing you to slide between the different seasons, maybe spring, summer, fall and winter. And you could let the viewer get a true sense of what this place is really like. Maybe we'll add that to a later version. By the way, we will be constantly updating this app to include new places and also making improvements to earlier. Well, welcome to this really beautiful cove in Rhode Island, near a place called Jamestown. And I discovered it the other day, and it looked interesting on Google Earth because it looked like it had all these little coves, and they're real treasure troves. I had no idea that New England even had places like this. And when I came here this morning, the tide was out, but now the tide's come in, and it's really quite dramatic. You get these periods where the sea's so smooth and so still, and then suddenly the whole thing erupts, and I was worried at one point it was going to blow the tripod away. Anyway, I hope you can feel a sense of magic and awesomeness that you get in being in a place like this. We visited this place in the summer on a very humid day. The experience was captured immediately after quite a heavy rainstorm, while there were still heavy mists rising from the river bed. There was a huge shift in temperature leaving the river bed going up the side of the bank, at least 10 degrees Fahrenheit. There was only a short time when the sun was actually hitting the river, as there was a lot of clouds in the sky, and the clouds swallowed up the sun almost immediately after these pictures were taken. So there wasn't really much time to think, we just had to hit record on the video button. Now the effect of the rainstorm, the sun and the humid conditions gave this place a really beautiful copper-like hue, which was gone a few minutes later. Now this place is only a 2-hour drive from Boston. It's a place called Waterville Valley in the White Mountains, and I remember coming here for the first time after being cooped up in Boston for 3 months because of the COVID pandemic, it just felt so liberating and just so wonderful to be back in nature again after all. Doesn't it feel absolutely amazing up here? It's almost like a natural theme park. Something about this place just makes you want to jump in and cascade down all the waterfalls to the bottom. What's so incredible about Watkins Glen is how it just keeps going on and on. You think you've reached the end, but then you turn around the corner and you find another beautiful section of waterfalls awaiting you. It's almost like you're intoxicated by nature. You're being visually spoiled for these beautiful views. This part is especially breathtaking, I think, partly because you can see so far in both directions, and also because you're surrounded by this very impressive rock face, which makes everything feel so enclosed. Now, we've noticed when imaging for virtual reality that these kinds of places work so well. The more enclosed a space is, the better it seems to work. I was quite astonished just how places like this seem to affect people's moods. Every person who walked through this place seemed to be jovial and seemed to be really happy. I would say it's impossible to be in a place like this and not feel good about life. It must have something to do with the smells, the sounds, and just being enclosed by all these beautiful, natural, organic shapes. Maybe this is the perfect antidote to a long, hard day at the office or a busy day trading.
Well, welcome to what I believe is known as Rafe's Chasm in Gloucester in Massachusetts. A beautiful cove by the sea. A perfect hunting ground for children who like to go pottering among the rocks and look for things. And so I recommend that you have a good look around here and see if you can find the Coke can that someone left under a rock. And you get all these little pools with seaweed, and it's just a really pretty place. And so, yeah, just walk around, explore, have fun, pretend you're a 10-year-old, and just have a good time.